Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 3 of Papa Smurf's World. Uh, my name is TaxxiCab, or you can call me Papa Smurf, whatever. But this is episode 3. Um, in between, oh, hi guys. What you doing over there? Why don't you just stay over there? You let me do my intro. I can go with you later. Okay. As you can see, there's been some additions to some stuff here. In between the last episode and this one, I have made a very, very long journey to a Badlands, about 10,000 blocks that way. Along the way, found a taiga, got some, what are these? Sweet berries? Yeah, sweet berries. Found a savanna, got some acacia trees, have been harvesting those. Ran through a jungle, had some cocoa beans, brought those back. Um, we will need the brown dye for this next build. Obviously, got some spruce saplings, um, got some cacti. Um, it's just always good to have green dye. It's kind of hard to get. We also picked up some kelp, which that'll be good for fuel source because we're kind of running low. It's always a struggle. Um, so got some of that. We also went to a pale forest and got some pale moss and pale something, whatever the sapling is. We got that. Um, let's see what else. Oh yeah, we got the bundle, which if you didn't know, holds 64 items, but it can be of different things. So like, it was really good for adventuring. I was able to get like, I just need one cocoa bean. Well, wait, there we go. I just need one cocoa bean, need one magna block, some sugar cane. Um, it was really good for adventuring because I was able to, even with a full inventory, get back some of the um, renewable stuff, like the sweet berries. I just had to take one, and then in 10 minutes, I was able to get all these. Um, Same with the cocoa beans. So that was cool. Let's see what else. Um, oh yeah, I got some dark oak. Um, yeah, but here was the big haul. Look at all that light gray terracotta. Um, and it's not even all that we need. I was just going into this little pond over here and harvesting a whole bunch of clay, and I was like, man, we're just not even getting anywhere close. Plus, we need clay for bricks. So I like basically cleared all this out of the clay, and then I was like, okay, we need to go find a mesa because this is taking too long. So I made about a 30-minute jaunt out there, harvested clay for about 20 minutes, then came back in 30 minutes. Um, it was a good little trip. Um, while we were gone, see, we've got some villagers coming in. This has done very well. We will probably want to do a storage system eventually, but the reason we traveled so far and have done all this harvesting right here is our build for today. Um, we are going to build our trading hall um, around this. We're going to have a nice building that completely encases this, and then we'll have the trading hall below. Right now, I'm planning on 2 floors. We can always expand down if needed, but there'll be one on the ground level and then a second one above. And maybe we do a villager conversion on the 3rd floor up here. Who knows? But yeah, as you can see, we have gathered most everything. There's a lot of stuff. This is kind of just overflow. Um, yeah, I think we have almost everything. So why don't we hop into a quick little time lapse and get this going? All right, that was a doozy of a time lapse. It's quite the build. There. Yeah, I added some details, like you can see this brick and the shelves. Yeah, this is the build. Um, this is our trading hall. It is, as I'm looking at it, I would probably like to add some more detail work, and I probably will. It just looks a little flat with the terracotta, but I think overall it looks pretty good. Um, I don't know if we can add another building next to this before we do like maybe a little harbor wall or something, or put a little park, so I didn't continue those details down the side. But yeah, this is our trading hall. I didn't include it in the time lapse, but I did do some interior work and got some villagers going. So let's go in here. Boom, look at this. Don't mind this. I am transporting villagers from up top down into their spots. But we've got some villagers in here. This is all we were able to get bred up while I was building. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more, but I think it's fine. We've got our mending guy. He's very happy with me, so I've been doing a lot of trading, as you can tell by the stacks of emeralds. Um, but yeah, we've got a two-layer or two-tier trading hall. Down here in the middle, I want to do like a little nature, I don't know, like a pond with like a walking path, maybe some reeds, some bamboo maybe. Um, haven't quite decided because I may do a third floor down. We've got these water columns in the corner. I haven't put in made them like double columns or anything yet, but we will eventually. Here is a view from up top. Yeah, the iron farm's right above us, so it's gonna be a little loud. That I've been sleeping in. Yeah, so let's talk about what we got. So on this back wall, we will have our um, librarians. So we have our mending. I believe that's fire protection, and that's regular protection. I want to get like unbreaking, efficiency, um, fire aspect. I don't know what else. Because I also have all of these guys that can give me some good stuff. So these are armors. So they have a iron trade, um, which is good, where we get a lot of emeralds. And then they also sell diamond gear, which I have. These guys didn't want to have an armor trade, so they may be traded out. I think this guy, yeah, also doesn't have it. But I want this to be all armors. This guy's the weaponsmith. He's got some okay stuff. Also has an iron trade. I'm gonna do all weaponsmiths here. Let's just lock this up for now. These guys also have an iron trade. They've got some pretty good tools that we will be using. I have 4 of them, and then I want all of these to be masons. As you saw in the build, there was lots of terracotta and brick in this build, and it was something that we struggled to get a lot of. So these guys have a brick trade, and then they do like a random terracotta trade. So I'm hoping to get every color. And see, they're pretty cheap. Well, I guess like 1 for 1's not super cheap, but it's fine. Yeah, I have all of them there. And then as far as the second floor, I would like maybe all farmers. Um, Honestly, probably mostly farmers. Maybe a few clerics and just some like random assortment. And then any extras that we need. Like if we need more armorers or masons or whatever. Um, but yeah, that's the setup. And then let's check what's going on upstairs. So this is, as you know, the iron farm. It's fully encased. It's still working, as you can see. It's not breeding super quick, which is tough. But it works. I've had to empty this several times. I need to add more hoppers and chests down here. But how this works is the villagers will come down here, they will grow up, we will send this cart, we'll just flip that switch, and it will go down, pick them up, send them on, and then the rail will take them where they need to be. So that's nice and easy. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this build. Is it my favorite? No, not necessarily, but um, I think it fits well, and I like the interior. That's like the main seller of this, and um, it fits the shape very well of French buildings. A lot of them are pretty tall and flat, and then they have the roofs that are kind of like a sloping roof, and then it's flat on top, like you saw with like the little iron railing around it. Um, I think it fits in pretty well. The color is somewhat similar to this building here, but it's different enough with the brick and sort of a, I guess like a redder tone than brown, that it works well there. Um, but yeah, I think obviously the interior is still going to be a work in progress, mostly because we're waiting on villagers to get bred up. And then you see I have golden apples in my inventory. Um, I would like once we get everyone in here to just let a zombie run loose in here, get all the cheap trades, but we don't have potion making stuff. So yeah, we'll have to head into the nether at some point to get that, and maybe next episode we do that. I think that would be a fun thing to do to get away from building and stuff for a little bit. And we have a rune portal over there, which is like basically nothing. But maybe we do like a cool nether portal design somewhere in here. I was thinking through what else to do today. I do want to get some farms in, probably like a kelp farm and a bamboo farm and a sugarcane farm for paper and stuff. But I realized that we kind of need quartz for like observers and stuff, and um, we just don't have any. And I really would like to save the nether for the next episode. So we are going to do some beautification. And by that, I mean building our roads. So I will stay with you here and we will talk through it. So let's see. Probably want to make them about 3 wide, the sidewalk. And let's just yeah, something like that, just like a lighter sidewalk. And then we will kind of come down a little bit. Okay, grabbed a stone cutter. Let's see, we have some of those. Let's just get a handful of those. Pull some andesite. Let's just mix them in here. Yeah, something like that. I try not to put too much thought behind it, but it's, sometimes it's kind of easy to be like, oh, I can't have consecutive blocks, blah, 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 whatever. So doing it like that gives it some nice variance in the cobbled. So that would be kind of our sidewalk. Is the sidewalk too narrow? Maybe. Let's. Yeah, I like this width of the road. I'm afraid this may need to go maybe 5 blocks, which just kind of makes the gap in between buildings seem huge. One thing I did want to say about building is when I first started playing Minecraft a long time ago, not just for YouTube, I would struggle with starting build sometimes. I would, like even in creative, just feel like, is this gonna look good? I don't want to like have to start over, but let's just try. Um, a lot of times it helps to just get stuff down. I'm not a painter by any stretch of the imagination, but sometimes you just have to get some paint on the canvas, or you have to get words down on the paper, and that helps to alleviate the block, or it helps to improve what you're writing, what you're doing. And you can look at Minecraft the same way, in my opinion. Um, yeah, I think 5 blocks feels good. In summary, you are not going to know how good or how bad you are at something until you try. Uh, so if there's something that you're wanting to do and you're just kind of sitting there waiting, um, not for anything in particular, but you tell yourself not now, or there will be a better time later. Um, there's no better time than right now. Um, if you want to do something, you got to put yourself out there and do it. And the saying of the journey of 1,000 steps starts with just one. That applies to everything. If you're, doing a big build in Minecraft, or at your job, you're taking on a big assignment, or at school, if you got a big project. It may seem overwhelming at first, but if you just take that first little step, if you just put something on the paper, you just type something out, you just throw some blocks on the screen, it'll help get the process started. It's a lot less intimidating when you have something to work with than nothing. So if you have to change it, that's fine. That's part of the process. Um, you don't know everything. So be okay with change, be okay with failure and starting over. There's no shame in that, because you learn from everything. Just like I learned from this. Um, 5 blocks. Kind of seems like a dumb analogy when you're talking about life, but you learn from everything, and you should learn from everything. Okay, I was just doing some off-camera work, and I came up to check on the iron farm, and what is this? What? How did this happen? I mean, there's a villager just right. I mean, there's 3 people in that one house. This is why my villager breeder is not working all the time. I guess baby villagers are somehow getting in there. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyways, back to work. Okay, so did some off-camera work, obviously. Like I said, we're just gonna ignore whatever's going on up there for now. Um, this is part 1 of the beautification process. It'll be a multi-part process, but part 1 is just laying out this road. I think it looks good. I don't necessarily love that it's like one full block below, but I didn't want to work with half slabs for either the road or the sidewalk. So I think it works. But yeah, so part one is roads and sidewalks. Part two, I want to get some leafage in here, some nice green foliage, and we'll line the sidewalks with that. Okay, a couple trees here. This is my first time really attempting to make custom trees. Um, they're alright. Uh, I tried just using walls and fences to make branches, and then did some circles around the branches. Use some moss in there to make it seem a little more full, but not completely covering everything. It doesn't need to be completely full, but just some fullness to it, you know? Okay, so that is step two. Add some foliage. I think that shapes it well. I want to continue these trees down. Um, yeah, I'll probably just have them, like this one's in the gap of these two. This one's like right on the end. I'll probably mirror that over here, maybe. I'm not sure. Um, Step two for step two is the trees. Step three is to add in some lights. So let's do that real quick. Okay, step three, add in some lighting. We got some new lampposts in here. Um, I like them. I really do. Um, the fence post, I may change that to a slab, but we'll see. I like it. I also added in these little planter boxes with sweet berries. I think those will be good. I may maybe not add them up here, but I do like them, and I like this view from across the street. I think it looks good. Um, oh, I added this little overhang too. I like this little view of the sidewalk. I think it's good. Um, but yeah, so step one was the road. Step two is the trees and the foliage. Step three is the lighting, and let's get ready for step number four. And step number four is shaders. Look at that. That that looks good. I like that. Let me take a screenshot here. Yeah, that's nice. Look at that. And I like the street view with both of these. Yeah, I'm really vibing. Let's check out the interior here. Maybe we can put another lantern there. Oh yeah, that looks good. I have some other plans for in here, but we're still working on getting villagers. But man, should I just play with shaders on all the time? Maybe. Um, but yeah, there we go. Think, yeah, I think it's a nice light. I think that's going to do it for us today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Our little street here is really coming along. Next time, we are going to go to the Nether. We need it for some stuff for redstone, and I think it would just be fun. And as you can see, we have all diamond. We're all kitted up, and I think we're ready to take it on. So thank you very much for watching, and Happy New Year, everybody. And we will see you back next week. Bye.